Okay, fine. So one is exposition, other is rising action, then climax, then falling action. Last one is resolution. It's an arc, narrative arc. Okay, so we consider it as an arc. Why? Because sometimes it is falling up, it is falling, going up and then coming down. Then the climax comes, problem rises, then the solution there. So that's why we call it a narrative arc. Here in the given response, we are only touching exposition because they have asked you opening to a story, and exposition is all about opening. Exposition carries a narrative hook. You must be fairly familiar with this word, that narrative hook. You need a hook to grab the people's attention, as you need a hook for catching fish. Here you are catching the brains, the minds of the list of the readers. So here you need such opening that could grab their attention. So for the opening, you can, for the narrative hook, you can have so many techniques there. You can start your story with the help of setting. You can start your story with the help of a character. You start with the character, or you can start your story with anything that is unusual. Looking back at your own response and suggesting what you have done, you are basically justifying your response here. Okay, it's a justification of what you have done. In the first part, you are only trying to set the criteria, meet the criteria, whatever the criteria set by the examiner, you are just justifying that. But in the commentary, you're justifying that what have you done? If you have shown the life-changing experience with the help of what sentences you have done this thing. If you have created a challenging situation, with which vocabulary or the words you used. So here we have read that broken down cars show you that is the poor area. So the writer is justifying that which words, which vocabulary he has used here. Broken down, one more thing, broken down cars is a hyphenated adjective, broken down. You can take help from the hyphenated adjective. Broken down cars, second-hand books. The writer, it means it is a stylistic feature of the writer. The writer is using hyphenated adjectives again and again. That broken down, second-hand, hyphenated adjectives. Okay, so this, and he's using personification as well. So yes. Have you seen our city center rush hour? I mean, who is interested in your city center? But he's posing the question why, so the readers start thinking about that what should be the next noun. Otherwise, there is no answer needed from the readers or the listeners. So it's a disaster, again, short sentence, but look at the starting. Article starts with a question. Definitely article needs the headings and the subheadings, but here you are not writing an article in that format. You're only describing an area. That's why it's not full-fledged article, which is really needed. If you write an article, you need a heading, subheading, but here for the responses, you are not needing this. But it should look like an article. So remember the other one, when we were reading that responses, they were not giving you a look, an outlook as an article. So all the writings different. So here with the question, you are just starting an article. Rush hour, when everybody is coming. So there is no room for anyone. So you are just creating that atmosphere. So I was unlucky enough to be walking through the center yesterday, and what I saw was horrendous. Now he's telling, you can say that he is narrating what he saw that day, but don't deviate too much. I mean, if you are talking about, if you're using description or narration, do not do the same thing. It is your article. At the back of your mind, you must be knowing that you are writing an article. So you should not go off the track. Picture the scene, and one thing is needed here description is needed. So when somebody is narrating something, don't go into that details, otherwise you will be off the track. Picture the scene. They were inching forward, they were coming forward. Why? Because it is really rush hour, no space, so that's why they were inching, they were coming bit by bit forward. Buses crawled. Can buses crawl? but you know the people are running. If something is really a rush hour, if there is no space to move, people, or especially the animal, the small animals, they just put every step very carefully. So whatever, and they were trying to run as well, but it's not the full time running because there is no space given to you. So people, when they find space, they walk fast. So the word scuttle is well used here. Okay, next. Scuttle across the road. Lorries were grinding to a standstill, because definitely you're reflecting back, you're reviewing your things, so you are saying my article begins by direct making direct reference to the reader using the second person. Why he has used a second person, you? For example, have you seen our city? Why he has done this thing? He has used a second person, so the second person feel like in the same shoe. Okay, the paragraph does what news articles should do by giving the basic information. The second paragraph creates a picture by using lines of grimy cars inching forward. He's creating the same scene, same atmosphere of the rush hour. Adjectives: grimy is a negative one. Okay, remember this thing as well, and suggest dirt and pollution. Definitely grimy means dirty. And if some car is dirty, it means the whole atmosphere is making it dirty. It is not possible that it's a green area and your car is dirty. So you are creating that effect that if the rush hour, rush area, which a rush hour is there, then everything gets dirty because of the pollution, the noises, everything makes a whole atmosphere dirty. You can't keep your car clean in that atmosphere. Suggest dirt and pollution. I also focus on the slow movement of the buses. So he has shown the movement, the sense of movement as well, by personifying the bus with the help of this crawling. And lorries grinding as you are grinding your teeth.